So David, 3.5 years after leaving Rangers, you're back. This must be a really proud day for you.
Yeah, it is. It's really exciting to be back, and obviously looking forward to getting started, and and hopefully helping the club.
Yeah, you've some really proud and great moments in football. I guess this must be right up there for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously I don't think it's any secret I grew up supporting Rangers and got the opportunity to play here, which was great, and had 5 really enjoyable and successful years. So to come back in another capacity is really nice as well. So I want to try and get started as soon as possible, and and get to work.
Yeah, coming back into Ibrox today and up the marble staircase, did the memories come flooding back for you?
It did, yeah, and I haven't been back for for quite a while now. So I wondered what it was going to be like, and sort of you try and prepare for it, but when you come back in, you remember how impressive it is, and as you say, memories do come flooding back, and it was nice. Yeah, enjoyed it, and saw a few familiar faces, and the surroundings are still the same. So yeah, it was great to be back.
Yeah, and this time you come back with Mark Warburton. What can we expect from you and the new manager?
Well, Mark's he's a great guy. He's been very successful at Brentford. He's different in regards to his background, where he's came from. So that, I think that's a benefit. I think he brings different things, as well as having a good knowledge of football as well. So hopefully I can add to that with obviously knowing Rangers a little bit as well. So we've worked together now a couple of years, and hopefully we can work successfully again together here at Rangers, and bring some of the qualities that we've both got here.
Yeah. How much convincing did you have to do to persuade Mark to come to Rangers?
I didn't have to persuade Mark. Mark's his own man, and obviously if he asks me a question, I give him an honest answer, and that's how we work, and vice versa. But I didn't have to persuade him. He's he's a man who makes his own decisions, and I just try and help him with that. But Rangers doesn't need selling as a football club. Everybody knows what it's capable of being, and also the history behind it. So there was no selling involved by me.
And for yourself, was there any convincing required?
No, not at all. No, I was, having been here and seen it, and been a part of it when things were going well. That the possibilities and the potential of the football club. So that's at the back of my mind all the time, and that's where we want to get back to.
And now you are here. Just how big a task is this for you and Mark?
I think it's going to be a big task. I don't think that's any secret, and I don't think there's any point in understating that. I think there's a lot of work to be done, but we're ready to work, and we just need to get everyone behind us and everybody going in the same direction, and get started. As I said earlier, we're really looking forward to getting started, and trying to make things happen, and trying to put a team on the pitch that the Rangers fans can enjoy watching.
Yeah, I mean, just how imperative is it that Rangers get promoted from the Championship next year?
I think it's really important. I think that's always the case when you're at Rangers. I think whichever league you're in, whichever cup you're in, you're expected to win, and that goes with the territory. So you've got to enjoy that, you've got to embrace that, and you've got to expect that challenge and expect teams to want to beat you. So this year will be no different. Rangers will be expected to win the league, but that is the case and should be the case every year.
Yeah, and while getting promoted will be really important, has there got to be a medium to long-term outlook as well?
I think so. I think you've got to try and do both. I think you've got to plan short-term in regards to winning the next game, but I think it's also important that you put foundations in place that are going to be here long-term as well, in regards to benefiting the club. And you can see the structures, the stadium, the training ground are really, really good standards. So that's here, and you just want to add people and a team that befits that, really.
Yeah, and on top of winning football, will there also be an emphasis on style of play?
Yeah, I think we're quite clear in regards to how we want to play, and the style of football we want to play, and the sort of principles we have. But fundamentally, as we've said there, it's about winning as well. So there's no point in having great style and not winning. You've got to try and do both, and you've got to try and entertain people, but also fulfil the need to win.
Yeah, there's little doubt that the squad needs quite a bit of rebuilding. Will that be the first priority for you and Mark?
I think so. I think that's quite obvious. A lot of players have moved on, and the squad's quite bare. There's limited numbers, and we'll certainly have to add to that. And that's probably, as you say, is probably the biggest task, is to add some players, add some quality, and add some numbers to the players that are already here.
Yeah, has the task of identifying players already got underway for you?
Yeah, Mark and I speak about that regularly. We didn't know where we were going to be working, but obviously we've got players we know and players we like, and contacts at clubs, and just from our own sort of experience within the game. So we have been speaking about that, and obviously we need to start getting moving on that and trying to make things happen and trying to add to the players we've already got.
Yeah, pre-season's just a couple of weeks away. How difficult is it going to be to get a balance not only between quality players but also getting players in quickly?
Yeah, well, I think key is getting quality. You know, you don't want to make rush decisions that, you know, you're not sure about. I think, you know, you've got to make the right decisions. You've got to make decisions based on longer term objectives, and that'll always be the key, trying to make the decisions based on the right reasons. But obviously time is a factor, because the players will be coming back soon and the season starts relatively soon as well, so you know there are time constraints on that, but it's important we make good decisions.
Yeah, and a number of players still remain at the club. Do they all really start with a clean slate under yourself and Mark?
Yeah, I'm sure Mark's the type of man that will, you know, take things as he finds them, and we've got no agendas coming in. We just want players who want to be here, players who, you know, can be successful, and players who can make Rangers a better team. So you know, that'll be our focus on that. As you know, players, everybody will be given a fair chance, and everybody will be given an opportunity to, you know, to try and be part of what we hope is a successful team.
A number of youth players sort of made their way into the first team towards the end of last season. Mark's already spoken about his desire to, you know, integrate as many youth players as possible. Is that a view that you share? Yeah,
definitely. We've got the same background in that regard. You know, we've worked with younger players. We appreciate the benefits of younger players, what they can bring to the team, the enthusiasm, the energy that you need. And you know, Rangers have got a great tradition of bringing through young players, and you know, it's our job to try and get them into the team and try and, you know, get some local ones in, which would be great. I think all the fans enjoy that, having local players in their team, and you know, I think every football club should try and get some young players in the team, and you know, the value that brings is definitely a big plus, and it's something that we both appreciate and both want to be a part of as well.
You know the pressures that come with having a role at Rangers. I mean, to that end, how much will you be able to help Mark settle in?
Mark's very experienced. You know, Mark's used to dealing with people and dealing, you know, in a pressurised situation, whether it's, you know, in his previous life in the city or in the football world, you know, that he's worked in for, you know, however many years now. So, you know, I'll obviously help him as and where I can, and know a little bit more about Glasgow than Mark does. But he's an intelligent man. He's a quick learner, and you know, I'm sure he'll work it out quite easily himself, and I'll obviously help him wherever I can.
Yeah, and now you're officially at the club. How much are you looking forward to, you know, your first match?
Yeah, excited. You know, you walk in the front door and you know, it starts to become real, and you start to get excited, and you start to look forward to the first match and the first training session and getting the players out in the training field. So it is exciting, and we know there's a lot of hard work to be done, but you know, we're looking forward to it. I think that's the best way of putting it.
And just finally, you had a great affinity with the club supporters when you were here as a player. So what message can you give to them ahead of, you know, the new season?
Just to say that we're delighted. Both Mark and I are delighted to be here. We're excited at the prospect. We know, I'm sure it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be straightforward, but you know, we're both going to work really hard to try and get the club back to where it needs to be. I think we've all got the same goals and the same ambitions, and we all want the same thing. So I think the supporters are going to play a big part in that and getting us back to where we want to be. And you know, we just promise them that we'll work hard to try and do that as soon as we can.